Welcome back to Withy Wendell Wanderings. This is a place for slow steps, old paths, and listening to the land, to history, and to quiet things we usually just pass right by. Every episode is going to be a walk through places shaped by time, memory, and wonder. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get going. For this episode, I want to slow things down more than usual. This walk isn't about distance, elevation, or checking a trail off a list. It's about noticing and sitting with a place that holds layers of history, creativity, and consequence all at once. Today, we're walking Dawes Head Trail, tucked inside Constitution Lake Parks in Atlanta, Georgia. As you watch this episode, you'll be seeing video of the trail on the left side of your screen and photographs that we took while walking the trail. Moments that asked us to stop, stand still, and really look. You don't step directly onto the Dawes Head Trail. You begin on the main park trail, moving through a space that feels calm and open. Lakes sit quietly beside the path, trees lean toward the water, birds move through the brush. On some days, you'll see people fishing along the shoreline, lines cast into water that looks very peaceful now. Dogs are allowed here, and it's common to see people walking them along the trail. Ordinary moments unfolding in a place that carries a much deeper story beneath the surface. This land was once part of the South River Brick Company. The lakes you see were formed from clay pits dug for brick making. Over time, these pits filled with water, and the land slowly transitioned from industrial use to green space. As I walked, I kept thinking about that shift, how land can change purpose without erasing its past. That thought stayed with me as I continued forward. Eventually, you'll reach the point where the Dawes Head Trail begins. There's a sign here. It explains that this trail exists differently from the rest of the park. Visitors are asked not to bring anything from the outside. The pieces you'll see were already here, found along the ground, rearranged rather than added to. That sign quietly resets your expectations. You're no longer just walking through nature. You're stepping into a space shaped by human impact, creativity, and memory. As I walked deeper along the trail, my pace slowed without effort. Doll's heads appear where you don't expect them, tucked into roots, resting among the leaves, half buried in the soil. Toy parts surface and disappear depending on the light, the season, or where you're standing. In the photos you're seeing now, notice how involved nature is in every scene. Vines wrap around plastic faces, moss softens sharp edges, water and weather quietly reshape everything. Nothing here is preserved. Nothing here is permanent. It isn't a gallery. It's a process. This trail exists because dumping happened here. Instead of ignoring what was left behind, someone chose to respond creatively, using only what was already on the land. Over time, others followed that same approach, working with what they found rather than bringing anything new in. What emerged wasn't polished, it wasn't controlled, and it matters. The trail doesn't pretend creativity fixes everything. It doesn't hide the damage. It simply shows what happens when attention replaces avoidance. I want to pause right here for a quick shout out. Recently, I watched a video created about 10 years ago by the Grim Life Collective about Dawes Head Trail here on YouTube. Seeing their video from back then is part of what planted this place in my mind. I wanted to walk this trail now, years later, to see how it's changed, how nature has continued to reshape it, and how time has softened and altered what was once here. If you haven't seen your work, they have a horror-themed YouTube show that visits real-life horror locations, famous graves, true crime sites, filming locations, and more all over the world. Since they hiked this trail, we've had a couple hurricanes come through, most recently Helene. I could tell that some things have washed away. Even so, the creative installations made from found objects still remain. It's worth seeing how this trail looked through their lens a decade ago. I'll link their video in the first comment below. And to Mr. and Mrs. Grimm, we love your show. And as always, happy Halloween. It's fascinating to see how places evolve through the years, and it's meaningful to see that this one still remains. And one more thing. This area is not in the safest part of town. While Constitution Lakes Park is used for walking, fishing, and quiet recreation, the surrounding area has had safety concerns for decades. Because of that, group hiking is strongly recommended. This is not a place to explore alone. Daylight visits are the best, and staying aware of your surroundings really matters. It isn't about fear, it's about responsibility. Respecting a place includes respecting yourself. As we continued along the trail, I noticed how quiet we became. This place doesn't encourage commentary, it encourages presence. Some of the photos we took aren't dramatic, just small moments. A face almost gone, a piece nearly reclaimed by the soil, something that will likely look different the next time someone walks through. And that impermanence feels intentional. This trail doesn't ask you to decide whether you like it. It asks you to notice that it exists. Standing there, I thought again about how this land once shaped bricks, objects meant to be solid, permanent, and structural. Now the same land holds objects that are fragile, broken, and temporary. That contrast matters. It reminds us that places change, people change, and what we leave behind continues to speak, whether we're listening or not. When I left Doll's Head Trail and returned to the main park trail, the walk felt different. Still calm, still quiet, but more aware. Some trails exist to be completed, others exist to be witnessed. Thank you for wandering with me today. If this episode resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and continue exploring these thoughtful places with us. Until next time, stay curious, stay aware, and keep wandering. Thank you so much for watching and spending part of your time with us today. We really do appreciate you being here and walking these trails with us. If you'd like to support what we're doing, you can buy us a coffee. There's a link in the description below, or watch for the QR code. We hope you'll join us next week for another walk and another story. Same bat time, same bat channel. See you then.
Through the silence, the weight won't break. Shadows pressing down with every step I take. But even in the chaos, a whisper cuts through. I am with you, I'll carry you through the valley of shadows. I fight, I breathe. The dark surrounds, but it won't defeat me. Hope like fire burning in my chest. I will not bow to the ghost of death. Screens flicker stories that leave me numb. Voices in my head say the night won't come undone. But mercy's a river that breaks every chain. The dawn is rising through the pouring rain. Through the valley of shadows I fight, I breathe. The dark surrounds, but it won't defeat me. Hope like fire burning in my chest. I will not bow to the ghost of death. I've drowned in silence, I've tasted the pain, but love keeps calling me back again. Through ashes and anger, through fire and flood, your cross is my shelter, your mercy my blood. Through the valley of shadows